Hey everyone, glad to have you here for our weekly live session. Running a veterinary practice comes with its fair share of financial challenges, but you don't have to navigate them alone. Each week, we break down key strategies around cash flow, profitability, and smart financial planning, all in a way that makes sense for your practice. My goal is to give you clear, actionable steps so you feel more confident in your numbers and can focus on what truly matters, providing the best care for your patients. Let's dive in. Sorry, my share is acting funny today. Give me a sec. See if it's working right. Looks like it is. If you've been here before, you know I have a little bit of tech issues sometimes. Okay, so if this is your first time tuning in, I'm Cassie Sykes. I'm an enrolled agent and financial strategist specializing in helping veterinarians manage their finances, increase their profitability, and eliminate cash flow stress. Today, we're diving into inventory management, which for many vet practices is a silent profit killer. It's one of your biggest expenses, yet it often doesn't get the attention it deserves. You might be ordering based on what feels right, buying in bulk to get discounts without really knowing whether it's necessary, or constantly scrambling to replenish supplies when you run out. If you've ever looked at your profit and loss statement and wondered, why are my expenses so high? Or if you feel like you're constantly ordering but still running out of the things you need, this is for you. Inventory management isn't just about keeping shelves stocked, it's about controlling costs, managing your cash flow, and ensuring your practice runs efficiently. So today we're going to walk through a step-by-step process to help you take full control of your inventory, reduce waste, avoid unnecessary costs, and ultimately keep more money in your practice without sacrificing the quality of care you provide. If you're new here, I am Cassie Sykes. As I said, I'm an EA and the founder of Greener Pastures Income Tax. I've been helping clients navigate their finances for over 25 years and as an enrolled agent based in East Texas. When I'm not working, I'm spending time with my husband of 19 years and our two teenage kids. Yes, I'm deep in the teenage years and still surviving, barely. But let's jump into what you're really here for today. Today's topic, inventory management. Inventory is a necessary expense, but it's also one of the easiest places for money to slip through the cracks. Most veterinary practices should aim to keep their inventory costs between 15 to 18% of revenue, but for many, that number is much higher. When inventory spending creeps above 20% of revenue, it's a sign that something is off. It usually means that either too much is being ordered, items are expiring before they're used, or vendors aren't being managed efficiently. If your inventory expenses are high, you might feel like you're always running out of cash, even though your practice is bringing in solid revenue. That's because too much money is tied up in stock sitting on your shelves instead of working for your business. When inventory is poorly managed, a couple of things happen. First, you waste money on products that expire before they're used. If medications or supplies sit in storage for too long, they either become unusable or they get lost in the back of the cabinet, leading to unnecessary reorders. This is one of the biggest hidden costs in a practice. Second, you strangle your cash flow by over-ordering. Every dollar you spend on inventory is a dollar that can't be used elsewhere in your practice. That means less money for payroll, equipment, marketing, or growth opportunities. When cash flow gets tight, practices often compensate by delaying vendor payments or relying on lines of credit, which adds unnecessary interest expense. Third, you create constant stress for your team. Running out of critical supplies mid-shift leads to frantic last-minute orders, emergency shipping fees, and wasted time trying to find workarounds. Instead of focusing on patient care, your staff is worrying about inventory shortages. All of these problems add up to one thing, profit loss. But the good news is these are all fixed with a structured system in place. There's 4 steps to your inventory control. So before you can improve your inventory management, you need a clear picture of what's currently in stock. One of the biggest problems in vet practices is that nobody really knows exactly what's on the shelves at any given moment. The best way to fix this is by creating an inventory tracking system. Now, this doesn't have to be complicated. At the very least, you should have a running list that tells you what items you have in stock, how much of each item is currently available, how frequently you use each product, and how long it takes to receive new stock from your suppliers. The easiest way to start is by going through all of your inventory and recording what you find. It might take a little time up front, but once you have a solid inventory record, maintaining it becomes much easier. If you don't already have an inventory manager on your team, you need to designate someone to oversee this process. Having one person responsible for tracking stock levels and updating the system regularly prevents inconsistencies and helps you avoid running into shortages or overstock issues. Even if your practice uses inventory management software, that system is only as good as the data being put into it. If no one is keeping it updated, it's useless. So the key here is consistency. Make sure your inventory levels are checked and updated at least weekly. Step 2 is to set your reorder points. So one of the most common issues in vet practices is the lack of structured reorder points. Too often orders are placed reactively. When a staff member notices that a supply is getting low, they place an order. But without a plan, this leads to over-ordering some products while running out of others. Every product in your inventory should have a minimum quantity. This is the lowest amount you should ever have before reordering. For example, if your practice typically uses 30 vials of a particular medication each month and it takes 2 weeks for your supplier to fulfill an order, your reorder point should be when you have 15 vials left, not when you're completely out. Reorder points prevent last-minute panic-driven purchases that come with higher costs. They also stop you from stockpiling products you don't need. When you set standard order quantities for each product, you'll also eliminate the guesswork of how much to order each time. This prevents ordering too little and running out, or ordering too much and having excess stock that expires. Most vet practices don't realize how much money they could save just by changing how they place orders. So first, review your ordering habits. Are you placing small, frequent orders? If so, you're probably paying more than necessary. Many suppliers offer bulk discounts on frequently used items, but to take advantage of these savings, you need to plan your orders strategically. Next, check your vendor pricing. Don't assume that your current supplier is offering the best deal. Take the time to compare prices, negotiate bulk discounts, and explore alternative vendors for certain products. Some vendors also offer auto reorder programs. Those allow you to lock in better pricing for consistent monthly orders. If you use certain medications or surgical supplies every month, setting up an automatic reorder schedule can save money while also preventing shortages. Lastly, make sure your team knows who is responsible for placing orders. This should only be one person. Too often, multiple people are ordering supplies without coordinating, which leads to double orders and wasted expenses. You need to establish a clear system for who handles purchasing and how approvals are made. Step 4, the best way to control your inventory costs is to make decisions based on data, not just intuition. You need to start tracking your key inventory metrics, such as your cost of goods sold or COGS. If inventory is consistently eating up more than 18% of your revenue, it's time to adjust your purchasing habit. Turnover rate, the ideal inventory turnover for a veterinary practice is 8 to 12 times per year, meaning your stock should be used and replaced at least every 1 to 2 months. And dead stock. Take a hard look at which products are sitting on your shelves unused. If something isn't moving, you need to stop ordering it. Once you start using data to guide your inventory decisions, you'll eliminate waste, free up cash flow, and ensure that every dollar spent on supplies is necessary. Oops, missed a slide. Before we wrap up today, I want to make sure that you get access to a valuable resource that can help you take your veterinary practice's financial successes even further. I've put together a free ebook just for you. It's called 7 Financial Strategies. This ebook is packed with actionable strategies to help you increase your profitability, improve your cash flow, and make smarter financial decisions for your practice. You can download your free copy in the comments. It is completely free, and I highly recommend grabbing it if you want to ensure your practice is not just surviving, not just surviving, but thriving. If you know a friend or colleague who could benefit from this, feel free to share it with them because every vet deserves the tools to build a profitable, sustainable practice. If you don't already have an inventory system in place, now's the time to start. Choose one or two steps from today's session and begin implementing them this week. If you need help optimizing your practice's cash flow, profitability, or overall financial strategy, we do offer a free profit and cash flow analysis call where we go deep into your numbers and identify areas for improvement. You can book a free call at the link in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I truly appreciate you all. Next week, we're going to be diving into another powerful strategy to set your practice apart. You won't want to miss it. See you then. Hope you have a great weekend. Shoot.